All right, so we're getting to the penultimate episode of the Apothecary Diaries. And I don't know what to expect because there are some things that still haven't been answered. But I also think in this episode, we're going to be focusing on Mao Mao confronting Lakan. Because this episode's called Balsam and Woods Roll. And I believe in the last episode, Lakan was, well, both Mao Mao and Lakan stated something along the lines of like, both were used in the nail polish that we're assuming the mother was wearing. But that makes me curious as to how the season's going to end. Is it going to end on a cliffhanger? Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight on into it. Make sure with the original content as always. All right, and let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. They're just there. Oh. There's something about people singing makes things sadder. Not all the time, but in this instant, kids singing in horror games.
Care to join me for a few games?
How could I possibly decline such a request? Especially when it's from my lovely daughter.
Did he just say that out loud?
The first to win 3 rounds is the victor.
And what about handicaps? Which pieces should I remove?
There's no need for that.
No. Really? Against Lakan?
Let's decide what the winner will receive.
Right down to business. I love it. If I manage to
Has she played with her mom?
I wish for you to come and live with me.
Ooh, my goodness. Maybe picked up some of mom's tactics or something? I don't know.
Now for my terms. If I defeat you, I want you to go to the Verdigrease house and buy out a courtesan.
For what purpose?
Of all the things to ask for, that's odd.
Is it your mom?
Also, I'd like to add 2 more rules.
Sake?
I have a very bad feeling about this.
What is in
Yeah.
that vial?
When it's taken in small amounts, it's a medicine. 3 sips a deadly poison. After a match is done, the winner will select a cup. The loser only needs to take a drink. That's the first rule I'm adding. It doesn't matter what the player's reason is. If they are forced to abandon a match, then they will automatically lose. Do you accept?
Why'd you put that role into play? Are you expecting someone to leave?
And this is our famous weirdo strategist. I doubt he'd be shaken.
What about stirred? Come on. Anyone? No? That's fine. What kind of game is this? I know chess and checkers. Maybe she already expects that she's not going to win. So she's relying on her 2 rules to put it in her favor.
She's the one who challenged a master of chess. I thought she would at least
Is it
have
chess?
some skill.
This third game, would you mind if I play first again?
No. Your move?
She built up a tolerance?
She's
Good.
not going to win this match either.
That's checkmate.
What? What? What?
Ah, you've got me.
A win is still considered a win even if you gifted me it, right?
Whether or not the next cup is tainted, it's not as if I could ever risk feeding my daughter poison.
Okay, so he's just openly saying it.
Does this medicine you poured have a specific taste?
It's noticeably bad.
If even one of those cups tastes odd, he'll know for sure his daughter is safe. So he lost on purpose. Say what you will, he's a sly fox.
That's actually pretty smart. I hate it. But he's not gonna say anything. Gonna keep that secret to himself.
That does taste awful.
Oh, or not. Or is he just lying?
Poisoned.
That's why he asked what it would taste like, so he can like an adequate response to it. He's died. You killed him.
Do you seriously hate the man that
It
much?
is medicine. Alcohol is famous for making the pain disappear.
It appears he's only drunk.
How hard is that
He
liquor?
abstains from drinking completely.
Oh, so he's He's a lightweight.
Let's drag him out of here quick, so we can pick his flower from the brothel.
Nice.
From the day I was born, I couldn't differentiate between humans.
Interesting. If he knew the rules and he knew that he was gonna have to drink sake.
As I matured, despite being the eldest
I don't
son
know.
from an important family,
Seems like the odds
I
were
was
stacked
able
against
to
him and he
live
knew
with
it.
minimal constraints and devoted myself to Go and chess. Out of everyone, only my uncle understood me. Thanks to him, I gradually learned to see people's faces as game pieces. Thanks to my family name, I
is
was
it
suddenly assigned
like
to a
knight?
squadron despite my lack of combat experience. Even though I was weak, as long as I made efficient use of my men, that was enough. I continued my winning streak in both work and play, until eventually I followed my colleagues to a brothel to challenge a celebrated courtesan.
And you're gonna see a human
Amid
face
a
for the first
world of
time.
black and white. She was different. Her name was Feng Xian. The undefeated
Feng
courtesan
Xian.
versus me. I lost. And it wasn't even remotely close. A human face. So that's what it looks like. I won't lose to you this time. For several years, we continued meeting and played Go or chess.
What happened?
Her personality consisted of unwavering pride and little else.
A woman did give birth
Just like
to
my
me,
Mao.
but I have no mother.
Courtesans are a commodity, and when one gains popularity, the brothel is reluctant to sell them. They gradually drove up her price, until the point where I could only see her once every 3 months.
Dang.
Balsam flower. And what's this plant?
Wood sorrel, also known as cat's foot. I hear it
Cat's
helps
foot.
treat poisons and insect bites. How long until your next visit?
3 months, the same as always.
I understand.
Oh, she's disappointed.
It was around that time I learned the truth. How she was bought out.
She
Her
was
price continued rising. Though I was on a good career path as a military officer, I had lost the title of heir to my half-brothers.
Care to place a bet for a change?
Huh?
If you win, I will give you anything you want.
Oh, don't say that.
If I win, I will take anything I want. May. I want to
Maybe?
concentrate on this game.
Yes.
May. Hey. I think May's one of the top 3 now, right? Seems to be wearing the same colors.
Before I knew it, our fingers had intertwined. There were no sweet words offered from Feng Xian, nor from me for that matter.
So who won the game?
Go to sleep, my baby sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna say it anyways. Part of me feels like maybe she wanted him to buy her out, but she was too expensive, so she decreased her value on purpose. But no, that
3
can't be
months
right.
later, my supposedly bright uncle was ousted from his position.
First you become a doctor in the rear palace, and now you get yourself exiled? You've brought shame to our family. Leave the house for a while and study abroad.
Is that necessary?
It's a precaution.
He didn't do anything.
There was no way I could speak up against him. He was my father and my superior.
Freak, this episode's gonna make me change my mind.
Saying her buyout agreement had fallen through.
Okay, falling through. Okay, that's
He assumed
good.
my sojourn would be a brief one. I was wrong.
What do you mean? Was it longer than 6 months?
I had no idea that it would be 3 years later.
3 years.
There are so many letters from Feng Xian.
Oh no. What? Is that a finger?
Is this mud? Oh no. What have I?
So wait, it wasn't him?
Why didn't I realize it sooner? All I had in my head was Go and chess. Where is Feng Xian?
You! Feng Xian is gone now! Where were you this entire time? You left her 3 whole years!
That's the reason why she didn't get bought out. This entire time, it's because she was pregnant. Her trust and reputation fell beyond repair. All she could do was to take customers like a streetwalker. It was too late. No matter how much I cried out, there was no way to turn back time.
Was it your fault? I mean, I guess because you left. But like, you didn't know it was going to be 3 years.
This place looks similar.
You're finally awake.
What's up, Mei?
Mei. It's not like I woke expecting this either. I don't know my liquor.
Here you go.
Thanks.
It's something Mau Mau made.
Mix.
Is that so?
Mix.
I hate that she talks in verbs.
Box for you to open.
Is it a flower? The blue rose?
Even though it's withered, it's still able to keep its original shape.
Are you gonna have him buy
If you'll
out
Excuse me.
the mom? I feel like I didn't speak that much. It's unfortunate, but... Okay. So this match between Lakan and Mau Mau. Mau Mau knew that she wasn't going to be able to beat him. So she had the other rules as the contingency plans. But my thing is, with him knowing the rules as well, why did he accept them? Because unless he didn't know that she was pouring sake or the alcoholic beverage. But I feel like he knew he was a lightweight. He knew that if he drank one of them, he would have been knocked out, thus making the other rule come into effect and him lose. So if he did actually lose that last game on purpose, why? Or maybe he didn't lose it on purpose and Mau Mau just got lucky. I don't know. Or maybe he was too focused on the quote-unquote poison that Mau Mau put in the drink that he just didn't, I guess, assume it was hard liquor or something else to that effect. I don't know. Okay, so my original thought when I was watching this, I was like, okay, she seemed like she was into him or somewhat into him. And it seemed like he was sort of a nice guy. So my original thought before this episode, like, oh, he took advantage and he kind of ruined her reputation on purpose. It seemed to have little legs to stand on. Then I was like, okay, how did she get the way that she was, like now in the present? My thoughts were like, okay, if he wasn't the one that did she do it on purpose to lower her value enough to where he could buy her out? Because there was a part in this episode where she was kind of sad that he could only see her every 3 months. So then that's what I started thinking. I thought that, okay, she lowered her value herself. But no, it was the fact that they did do things and she got pregnant, which then lowered her value to everybody else. So even though the pregnancy wasn't wanted, it was by consensual. It's just as a courtesan, purity is kind of the topmost thing. So because she was no longer considered pure, she had to take the lower end jobs, which that is, at least from what I believe, that is what caused her to get those diseases, to lose her fingers, to be what she is now, is because of those lower contracts. I think. I still could be wrong. I still could be interpreting it wrong. But again, it all comes around to her getting pregnant in the first place. And that's why I think everyone has some sort of ill intent towards Lakan. It's the fact that he did get her pregnant. Not the fact that he gave her a disease, that he made her lose her fingers or any of that. It was just, he got her pregnant and then he left for 3 years. And I mean, we know the full story that he was kind of, I think he was forced to leave and he didn't know it was going to be 3 years. But to everybody else, he just hit and then dipped, thus making her having to go through all that stuff for 3 years. Because if he was here, if he didn't leave for those 3 years and people found out she was pregnant, which lowered her value, then maybe he could have bought her out at that time and she could have avoided all that stuff. So it was an all around bad situation. So with us knowing this, could he somehow explain this to Mau Mau? Would she even listen? I know she's a very logical, non-emotional thinker, but that's in most cases. In this case though, she has let her emotions kind of dictate how she does things. Sometimes, not a lot. Actually, you know what? At a point, I was removing all blame from Lakan, but then I don't know if he can. But could he not buy out the mom now? Or like at this point, when he found out all this stuff happened, could he have not bought out her? I mean, now he's the main like strategy guy. So he's getting paid a lot. And then with the mom's diminished value, you would think he'd be able to buy her out right now. But yet for the 17 or so years that he's been back, he just never bought her out. Or does he know that she's still there? If he does know that she's still there and he hasn't bought her out in the past 17 years, I would still think that's kind of scummy. But like if he doesn't know that she's there, then I'll throw the shade away. Anyways, that was my reaction to The Apothecary Diaries, Season 1, Episode 23. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want me to know anything more, put in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.